Well, hey there, East Main Baptist Church. Welcome back to another real short talk with Ryan. Whenever you are watching this, I just want you to know that I am praying for you. I'm praying that your new year is off to a good start, that you are diving into God's Word, that you are learning to walk with Him closer than ever before. We are continuing our walk through the book of Psalms. We're in Psalm 116 today, and I want you to consider a question. I'm going to guide you along the way, but I want you to consider this question: how has God delivered you? As we look at Psalm 116, in a lot of ways, it can be considered what we might call a testimony, right? A testimony is a true retelling of what has happened to you. So in the Christian world, right, when we think about a testimony, we're thinking about a true retelling of the things that God has done for you. How He delivered you out of sin and death by somebody sharing the gospel with you and moving you to accept Christ, or a testimony of how He has carried you through some other things. And that's what we get in Psalm 116. We get a true retelling of how God has delivered the psalmist. He says, "I love the Lord because He has heard my voice and my pleas for mercy. Because He inclined His ear to me, therefore I will call on Him as long as I live." So what He's going to do is He's going to look back and see, this is all the ways that God has delivered me in the past. This is why. Because I'm going to continue to trust Him. Right? Because of all that He has done, I'm going to continue to trust Him. Because of all of the ways that He has listened to me before, I'm going to keep trusting Him. What does He say? "The snares of death encompassed me. The pangs of Sheol laid a hold on me. I suffered distress and anguish." Things were not looking good. He was sick, perhaps. Enemies were closing in around him. "Then I called on the name of the Lord. O Lord, I pray, deliver my soul." So when he was in this moment, this season of trial, what did he do? He called upon the name of the Lord, and the Lord answered him. The Lord delivered him, right? "Gracious is the Lord and righteous. Our God is merciful." Listen to verse 6. "The Lord preserves the simple. When I was brought low, He saved me." I want you to think, how has God delivered you? When were you brought low and you saw the Lord save you? Maybe it was through an illness. Maybe it was in a relationship. Maybe it was through the loss of a loved one. Maybe it was through the loss of a job or just a difficult situation at work, right? What reconciliation has He brought in your life? Those times that you were low, when you said, "I don't know how I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other," and you called upon Him and you said, "God, I don't know what to do. This is too big for me, but I know it is not too big for you." And He delivered you, and He answered, and He restored that relationship. He gave you healing in the midst of that illness. He sustained you through the loss of that loved one. Remember those things so that when the next hard things come, you'll do what? You'll continue to call out to Him. You can say, "Return, O my soul, to your rest, for the Lord has dealt bountifully with you." The next time something hard comes, we can have rest, we can have hope, we can have peace, because we remember how the Lord has dealt bountifully with us in the past, and we know that He will in the future. It doesn't mean He's going to take every hard thing out of our lives, but it does mean that He's always going to be there with us through those hard things. He's going to be with you. How has the Lord delivered you? I know He has. I know He has proven Himself to be your God and your King. He has proven His splendor, His glory, His great might time and time again in your lives. Think about those. Share them with somebody else. As Psalm 116 is an encouragement for us about how He worked in the psalmist's life, share your story, your testimony of how God has delivered you with somebody else so that they can be encouraged that God is on the move. If you need somebody to share with, man, send me a message. I would love to hear your testimony about how God has delivered you. That's all I've got this week. We'll be back next week. Until then, go and glorify God's name.